Wong. I graduated from Melbourne Uni in Australia, and I specialized in accounting and finance. I got my chartered practicing accounting in year 2002. In InTune, I run the business development segment. I'm also a certified partner accounting running with my wife. My wife is actually the other partner that runs the firm.
My name is Lily Yong. I'm graduated with a corporate finance degree from University of Adelaide, Australia. My first job is with Ernst & Young, an accounting firm, for 5 years. Then I moved on to manage an internal audit department for an Australian listed company. I'm a member of Certified Practicing Accountant Australia and also a member of Malaysian Institute of Accountants. So in InTune, I am the managing partner. I take care of the sales, business development, and also overseeing the operations at InTune. So I've been a practicing accountant for the last 20 over years.
The company was started long time ago when I was still with KPMG. So during that time, I got a lot of friends who are having complication and stress when they run business. And most of their challenge is they cannot hire an accountant. So as a result, they always only hire maybe a clerk or an exec. A lot of time they have a lot of issues with their finance, payment, sometimes the money get lost, sometimes the accounts don't close in time, payment is not done in time. So that time when they wanted to hire me, then I was thinking, how are they going to pay me? Like if they were to hire me and I charge them 10,000 for SME, how can they afford me? So I went back and I think, and then one day I got this idea. This idea just popped up. If 5 of them combine, each one maybe pay me 3,000 a month, then I can serve 5 of them at one shot. I become like a HQ accountant to 5 of them. Then I can assemble a team to actually support them, and that's how InTune was formed. In terms of the company, our team structure is divided into sales and operation. So the sales is very simple. We serve our client by understanding their need, and then we provide them the solution. In terms of the operation, is divided into 2 segments currently. We have the finance, which take care of the day-to-day accounting for our client, from payment to preparing the financial statement. Another team that we have is doing the HR and payroll service to ensure that the day-to-day of the salary and remuneration, including compliance, are taken care of. As an accountant, as a service provider, we need to be able to sync along, tune into the processes of our client and customize. For example, maybe a manufacturing client would be very different from a trading client. So InTune means as a provider, we are tuning into their needs and requirements.
The vision of InTune is to be the leading finance and human resource outsourcing provider in Malaysia. In this vision, we want to create financially driven entrepreneurs and businesses who runs their business based on numbers, analytics in driving their business to their goals. The mission of InTune is to support every small medium enterprises becoming large by being their strong finance and HR pillars for their businesses. This means that we are providing them a team of knowledgeable professionals with strong processes and workflow to support them in their growth journey becoming large. There are 3 main types of services being provided at InTune. Number 1 is the finance, number 2 is the human resource, and number 3 is the consultancy. So in terms of finance, so what we do is that we do the everyday accounting and finance functions for our small medium enterprises clients, like preparing payments, even issuing invoice, official receipts, reconciling their sales collection on an everyday basis, up to giving them a financial dashboards and accounts every month, up to on a half-yearly basis to sit with them and review their financial dashboards, and at the end of the year to take care of their audit and taxes on their behalf. That's on the finance side. So the second type of service that we provide for our client is human resource related, which means we take care of their payroll. We make sure that the payrolls are calculated correctly, accurately, on time, and in compliance with all labor laws, EPF, SOCSO, etc. And then taking care of the leave for their staff, and making sure that at year end, all the forms, all the compliance matters with Income Tax Office is complied with. So in terms of HR, we also assist our clients to issue HR related letters, like when a new staff come on board, to give them an employment letter when they confirm, and if there's any increase in salary, bonus, we help them out with all those.
Good evening, everybody. It's time for InTune Freedom Series again. InTune, we created this Freedom Series to support SME business owner to achieve freedom in their business so that they can focus on what they do best. So today will be a very good day because I'll be introducing my another colleague to share with you in terms of getting quality number. What does it mean by quality number in your financial statement? So before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Alex Wong. I'm a co-founder of InTune Outsourcing, and I'm also the marketing director of the firm. So with me tonight, let me introduce my beautiful colleague. Hi, Sherrine.
Hello, everyone. Hi,
Yeah.
Alex.
Hi. So before we start, I'll give you some airtime to introduce yourself to our fellow audience so that they get to know who you are and what you do.
Hi, everyone. On air lah, okay? So I'm actually the senior accounts exec of the InTune Business Services, Sdn Bhd. So I have been joining the company since 1st of August 2021. So far working here is a adventure lah. I would say that you need to also in a way come out from your comfort zone to learn new things as well as be adventurous. That's what I can think of lah. So definitely, no doubt, it's adventurous, and also you need to be brave and then take up the challenges. That's what I think. So still there are some not to say still, I should put it this way. No doubt there may be difficulties encountered, but no harm trying because management is very supportive lah. So they let us try, fall down, and you need to stand up again from the place where you fall down. So I would think that is what we need as a staff, to have a supportive management team also whenever we do encounter problems lah. Okay, thanks. Just do a brief intro.
Thank you for that. So what are some of your, I hear about your journey up and down, and I think that's quite common in today's workplace, especially in 2023, where we are just coming out from all the COVID restriction and business are rebounding slowly. So definitely roller coaster is part and parcel of life. So are you able to share some of your memorable moment working with us?
Sure. So definitely working here, we have actually our company is harmonic environment, because we do have Malaysian colleagues as well as Indian colleagues around us. So it's actually muhibah. That's what I can say lah. So very muhibah. Every one of us we very, in a way, kamting also lah. So we celebrate each festive season, like now coming along is the CNY. So we also celebrate, we eat Mandarin orange also. So it's enjoyable also lah. No doubt, daily work is definitely heavy and also rushing, but we will try to catch up. There are time for us to catch up also. Company has think of that part for us to do catch up also, which I will share later.
So what are some of the things that you enjoy most working with InTune?
I think we work
besides
hard.
the makan, the muhibah.
Yes, correct. Makan that time, sure lah, you enjoy the food lah. So when it come to work, also I think it's also a right attitude that we work hard lah. Then when it come to play, so I think we enjoy company give us an opportunity to participate in team building. So it's a great opportunity. You can actually free your mind as well as, I think, free muscle. I don't know. Just free to be more energetic lah in the activities that the company is introducing. So you can like forgo, don't think of the work, but you just free your mind and to enjoy the moment that we had with our colleagues. Because most of the time, maybe during the working times, you may not have the time to mingle around with your colleague. But those are when it's team building or even company trip time. That's are the time that you can catch up with your colleague and understand them more. What kind of colleague you are working together with. So I mean, everyone is definitely good in nature one. It's just that we may not understand them well. So these are the times that we will be able to know the person around us lah better.
True,
So
true. So all work and no play is always very boring.
yeah, right.
So how
That's why
about challenges? When you are
challenges. Okay, challenges definitely because staff wise, unlike those you are working in one those company, or I should say commercial line lah. Maybe you are just dealing with the company's account for 1, 2, 3 company. Not unlike you are working with InTune, because we are providing the outsourced services, accounting services. So the client that you'll be facing is not just one; it can be more than 10. So how you're going to deal with customer, that is definitely needs some which you can build up the skill, customer service skill, as well as you know how you should communicate with the client. These are the things that you'll be able to pick up lah through work. Definitely, you'll be able to pick up. If you're willing to learn, then you can pick up one. Those are your values lah, the add-on values to your own skill. That's what I think. As well as when working in InTune, the challenges is that also, I would think like you must know how to handle and manage your staff also lah. If you, let's say, you're in a senior post, so make sure they also work along at the same flow like what has been planned on the work, and move along the same pace. If do not align, then how you can align them back to the track so that everyone grows at the same time. That is also important. Okay.
So how have InTune been working with you through some of your challenges?
Okay, so what I would think is that because everyone is different and is unique, so you must know how you communicate with the other parties and how to put your words to convey along lah. Okay, so maybe sometimes if you think that you are too kind, sometimes your word may not pass through. People think that like that so may not take you seriously. So when not take you seriously, then you think that should you be harsh or what? Yeah lah, like sometimes through common coffee talk lah with Alex will say, you want to be a nice person or you want to be a kind person, or to be a sincere person. Tell them what you want to say, or you just tell them kind words. So these are the things maybe I'm still struggling lah, how to cope the balance in terms of that, you see.
Yeah, I think dealing with people, there's never a
it's
Bible to it.
work.
Yeah, it's always wearing different hat and working with them based on who they are. And I think the key word that I learned over the year is to be adaptable, to be able to adjust and adapt lah. Because nature, people and client changes moment by moment. Today they are okay, tomorrow they are not okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. So along the line, I think still we need to put more patience lah. That was, I think, also, because everyone need to be given a chance to grow and to mend and then move on. So we cannot hold back to what they have, let's say, make mistake before and not moving on. That is too set on our own self, and then not hold grudges lah. That's what I always think lah. Because everyone also need a chance to move on lah.
Okay, in very, very good sharing. So what are some of your biggest breakthrough working with InTune?
Be patient, and then the technique, or how should I relay the whatever I want to convey to my staff, like make them work. For example, I want them to make work more efficiently. So how should I put across this efficiency to them, and how can I motivate them? Definitely the motivation later on will be seen through performance lah. That is definitely lah, KPIs from the company. So these are the things that I can only tell them, that whatever you learn is your things, is your people's value. So that will bring you up to a level if you really like work hard. I would think that if you work hard, those things people cannot snatch from you. That is your treasure. So
Correct.
there's a Chinese saying, if you are gold, you sure shine, no worries. So,
It's
so
always about getting the right
yes,
polishing and getting off all the dirt and all the barrier from the
but
shine.
that process is a bit hurt lah, or they feel,
Painful.
ayo, pain, no.
It's
Then how to get over it? That's the thing. Get over it.
true, true, true.
Huh.
So now let's talk more about our SME. So what are some of the common pain our SME business owner have in terms of getting quality number, and what are some of the challenges that generally from your experience in terms of the process of getting the quality numbers in the financial statement?
Because their SME business, because they grow small then to a level, so maybe that's why depending on their sizes, so the internal controls that been lay in the business also subjective lah. So when we look at sometimes when we look at their books or even look at the records, may not in terms of completeness and accuracy, definitely we will raise query lor. And then those are the things that I think most importantly is that whether the SME keep enough supporting documents or not, because those are the things that eventually will give, not to say arise problem, especially come towards tax lah. Because if you do not have supporting document, what will arises is that tax later will come after you. So if, those are the things that also sole proprietorship they don't want, the entrepreneur don't want to see lah. They want to know that their books, whatever that say there is not taxable, then it's come with supporting documents and everything is well in place. That's important. So what we can do is that we also chase them chase the entrepreneur to give us supporting, so that to make sure their books are in well kept in our when we are helping them to do the bookkeepings and accounting work.
I think
That's
that is very true, because most business owner, to them finance HR is always the back end, so they always focus on the front.
Endings.
And for them, all these are very leceh stuff, people are very headache. So they are always having Panadol over some of all these things. And as a result, when you put garbage in, then you get garbage out. So that's where the quality of the number is not there, lor. And I think that's where a lot of time their pain is. And they sometimes they they don't understand where did all my money go, because they don't, like you said, without a proper recording, they don't even know where are all the information is going. And a lot of them are not accounting based, so that actually make it worse. And they don't have the budget to hire a quality staff or an accountant. That actually aggravated the business to even more yimjong, sometimes a bit more serious. Let's talk about cash book. What is a cash book? A lot of time we always tell cash book to our client, what is it used for, and what are some of the common challenges in managing cash book?
Okay, cash book, maybe just like if you just mention to a layman that don't understand one thing, you just tell them to take a book to write down what they have spent and in cash they pay out one, and what they have paid and they receive one, so that can act as we say petty cash also cash book. Cash book can be equivalent to a petty cash if no bank. If not, if you've got bank, then it's two things we say cash book and petty cash to write down what they have spent in terms of money and what they have received in terms of money also, not just paper value. It's really like physical money we say from the company. So the importance of it is that if you have such a cash record, then at least we can help you to post in the account, like what is the appropriate account for accountabilities to post in the account and then to show in your financial report. Else, if this don't have also later on this so-called internal, the office cash book, and let's say this cash is actually a bank manner, means that it's actually a bank account lah, like Maybank or CIMB. So eventually, because this money most of the money will sit in the bank so what bank will help us is that, yes, they have another document called bank statement law. So we will definitely need to check back, which is we call bank reconciliation, to tie the company's book, the cash book so-called, and the bank statement to see whether any errors or any especially errors or any charged from the bank which is not recorded under the company book side, so that they make sure these two books eventually do tie. The only difference is just maybe the timing difference. For example, a check was deposited only at the end of the month, which is we did not show record in our cash book, for example. So important to defraud, to discover fraud, as well as to discover if any missing entries. This is important.
Yep. So in basic, cash book basically tells a business owner how much cash they actually have and how much cash they can use. And I think a lot of time, a lot of the pain is sometimes they collected money but they didn't record, so they didn't know there is cash in the bank or cash in the drawer, or sometimes they use the cash, they don't record, they don't know that the cash already been used or they have already paid somebody. So that without that, it's like driving a car without the indicator of the fuel closed, so they don't know whether it's actually full or empty. So I think that's how, Jenny, I would describe cash book, and these are some of the common challenges. And when the business owner doesn't have a discipline to record in and out, and they don't reconcile it, like what you said, to the cash at bank, I think sometimes it get aggravated. The problem become even bigger, and sometimes they will find that, hey, I received this cash, and they don't know who they come,
especially don't know who
they
deposited
receive.
money.
Correct.
Your customer list still show so much that not collected.
And then they go and chase the client, can say, I repay you last week. And I think these are some of the pain. Or supplier, they already paid, but they need update, and then they pay again. They double paid their supplier. So these are
as long as we don't overpay lah.
Yeah. So I think these are some of the common challenges in terms of managing cash book lah. Yeah. So I think, you spoke about bank recon just now, and the importance of having it to reconcile to the cash book. What are some of the common challenges in terms of getting the bank recon done in your experience?
Like just now, some examples that you may have you just now quoted, like we don't know who bank in the money, so that, because we are not the entrepreneur, so we don't know. So we will work out something like what we have received still show outstanding. We don't know 5,000 or 20,000. We list down what we bank has received, but we don't know who one. As well as some, if let's say client also use a check to issue out, and we don't have the checkbook like it was lah. So we have to ask them who actually you pay to. Tell us. Then only we can just tie back the two entries, because it's been reflected in the bank statement already. So those are the things lah. Other things is like bank service charge. Those are still okay, because it will reflect directly in the bank statement. Only like money in, money out. I think most concern is that money in from who and money out to who lah. This is important.
I think this is one exercise that most business owners, they don't know how to do, which is the recon, because basically it review all the entry in and out into the cash book, and like you said, to detect any possible money missing or entry missing, so that would allow them to know their position in the Exec lah. So I remember there was one time I worked with a developer. They issue a lot of rental payment to owners, and sometimes the unpresented check can go far beyond 6 months, and then without having a system to monitor all this and to be able to contact them and replace and cancel the check, sometimes that's where the headache come. And I remember there was go on.
Like you said, these are the nowadays lah. I think the unpresented check not so bad already compared to the olden days. Olden days, people used to issue check, even us lah. Issue hand check, issue like, also make sure the check amount need to write accurately, else bounce. Bounce check come, it will reflect in the bank statement. So this is also maybe one kind of pain that entrepreneur will find it a bit difficult, because they also don't know how to record this bounce thing. now all like most people, even like us InTune also do help client to post online transactions. So much easier lah compared to previous years lah somehow.
Yeah,
So
I
to
think with online banking now it's much easier.
really
I
help a
remember
lot.
there was one time it was a very peculiar transaction. We have a check that is 100,000. We bank in, but the bank recorded 10. Then our receipt
Oh,
show 100,000. Then we were checking. So sometimes even bank also can have data entry error.
yes. But hardly lah. But that's why
Very rare, but
very
anything may
rare.
happen.
Really
And I think that's where the reconciliation
is important.
support businesses to get clear in terms of their in and out and whatever they have missed out, like you say, the bank charges or bounce check or whatever fees that they forgot to pick up along the way.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about the next one, accounts payable or creditors.
Accounts payable is actually what we owe our creditor. Simple to say. So regardless whether you are a service line or you are in a trading line, you definitely purchase things from your suppliers lah. Suppliers or creditors lah. So we say AP lah. So we need to know how much we owe them lah, as well as they also will chase us up for payment one. So these are the also important things because some entrepreneur will think that we can owe people longer lah, but we collect fast lah, so their cash flow will be much healthier lah.
Which is true. The purpose of having accounts payable or credit is actually is one way of working capital to
Yes.
finance the business, subject to the terms and the duration of the payment.
Credit
So
terms.
this is one way for business to work with each other and create income for each other.
Yes.
So what are some of the common what are the things that we talk about in terms of creditor record? What they used for, and what are some of the common challenges in a creditor's record?
Actually, it's quite similar to a bank record lah. So since we say something, since we say that the AP record is also no, the creditor is we owe our suppliers. So the outstanding show in our book whether tied to the supplier side. So that's why we need to do this process called AP record. So how to do it is that we must obtain a supplier statement of account from the supplier so that to check our record, see whether eventually our outstanding balance tie with their outstanding balance, as well as what we have paid them, whether it come back to the same amount or not. And also most importantly, the offset, the payment, whether it's paid to the right bill or not. Sometimes we already show them what we paid for the bill, but the other side record differently. So yes, in the outstanding tie, but offset different. Could be. So
Yeah. Especially in the event of all the partial payment here, or deposit, and then the deposit is not the same amount with the invoice. Yeah, some sit in deposit account, some sit in the AP account. So Jenny, how often SME should consider doing a AP record?
Healthy, I think a much healthy act to do it is like at least a quarter lah. Do it by quarterly, so that you can
every 3 months
discover
once.
all the outstanding earlier. Especially you don't drag until the end of the year. Then in December, if your financial is December, then you only receive a February or January bill. Way too long already.
Okay. So what are some of the things that contribute to the pain in AP or creditor management, such that a regular recon is required?
That's why when regular recons is being performed, you can also quickly discover entrepreneur don't like to do overpayment to supplier. No, even if I'm the boss also, I don't want to overpay my supplier. What for? That's my cash, you see? So I don't want to overpay. So make sure I pay enough to them for the credit terms that I'm supposed to enjoy. Then I'll pay accordingly. And then from there, because you also do recon, so I say AP recon. So quickly you can find out that if there is any omission of supplier bill, then you can quickly take up, ask the supplier to send to you again. And if let's say there are goods returned, that supplier supposed to give you a credit note, they have given and we didn't receive, also lost lah, rugi at our side. So better get them to send to us, then we record and reduce the payment to the supplier. So those are important also lah, to make sure your AP, the accounts payable, is accurate and complete. Because this eventually, especially we say audit time, that time, auditor also will send this credit, what we call to
Credit
inform,
confirmation, creditors confirmation.
yes, with the supplier side also.
Yep. So just I think Sherrine has already shared a lot about auditing. Is basically when there's a lot of movement in terms of the way we manage creditors, like a lot of deposit, goods return, or when they send the thing is not enough, partial refund. So these are the things where contribute to a lot of pain in AP management, and that's where a regular recon every 3 months once is highly recommended for SME business owner. And it's always just a simple procedure of asking a statement from the creditors and then look at it and look at whatever you owe them and see whether it tally or not. No? Okay. So any case study, sharing some real case study based on your working experience that you can share with the audience?
Okay. Just a minute now. Okay, so like what in my case study one, so this is the goods also selling some accessory goods as well as providing service to client. The company size, the SME is around 20 staff lah. So what their business main supplier is from overseas lah, overseas supplier. Because these overseas suppliers, every time they place the order with this overseas supplier is in other currencies. So all these bills, we have to make sure that this bill itself, supplier bills, has been provided to us. That's why provided the so-called soft copy, because whenever we say we take up to do the recording for the client, we will request them to give us the soft copy, so that, or even hard copy, to justify whether the entries is correct or not. We need to validate that. So whenever we validate, we'll find out that the supplier bill amount did not tie up to the amount that they pay. For example, the bill actually state is 100,000, but what they have record in the book is only 80,000. Why? Simply because service, I don't know why they didn't record the service of 20K in the accounting record there. So then we know that, it's not correct. So we have to educate them that, no doubt, yes, your main concern may be just product, but service also, as long as it's a purchase, you need to record the 20,000 also, because this is also a purchase, but it's in a service manner, but not in a goods manner. So, and later on, because all this they didn't record correctly, the 80K and 100K situation, whenever they make payment also a bit kelang kabut also, partial here, partial there, until we like, gila, also hard to reconcile, you see. So it actually takes us quite some time to settle this reconciliation. So definitely once you settle, you feel the sense of achievement. Finally, you get through it. So you
at least you know how much we actually owe people, right? And how much to pay other people.
Because still cannot tie, because their statement show 200,000, but our book show 400 or even lesser. So couldn't be what. So you have to get to a point that both must be the same, no matter how.
So it's basically an alignment process. So you have another case study, right?
Yes. The other case study is that this is a trading firm which consists of around 5 staff only. It's a simple operation manner also. So because the company has been in business so long, and the persons that doing the accounts may not be like well equipped with the knowledge, accounting knowledge. So the bills that they enter, like few years back in like 2017, 2018, still showing as outstanding in the AP aging. So what we don't, we will be like questioning is that, sure, so long one, is it still outstanding or not? Or is it due to lots of supply bill that they didn't pay them, or supplier also never chased them. So what is the side of the story we need to help to clear out? So until maybe the entrepreneur also later come back to us and say that they need to check and then to verify, and eventually, and if the entrepreneur make a decision to write off, may not show so good in their book also, because it's so many years activity and do not have supporting, and you need to do write off. So this will have some tax impact lah, if I'm not mistaken, in their accounts whenever a supply bill being write off in that manner. But I think need to go through that process to keep the account clean again, or else it will forever there.
Yep, and I think it's important when there is a settlement or dispute with a creditor to actually resolve it. If there's there are many instances where maybe at the end of a final project, certain amount they don't want to pay the other party, is to really come to an amicable settlement and close the file. Maybe the other side already know, I won't expect money from the entrepreneur already. And then the entrepreneur don't really want to pay, but then that's where it gets stacked up and hold on into the account. And that's where the cleaning up is important. At least it keeps the AP healthy.
But the good part of it is that no doubt it's showing like outstanding since 2018 till now. The supplier never chase. So we think that never chase. Then is it good to ask them that for a statement? If you ask them, people.
So maybe for that side, they already written off to bad debts already. Yeah,
so it's not
but
nice for
they
you
also
to ask
want
them
to
for the
pursue.
bill.
Yeah, it also depends on the amount. I think certain amount where it's not very significant, a lot of time they people will just clean it up and just write it off lah. Okay, good. So to wrap it up, what role do you play as part of the InTune operation team, and how do you actually support SME in dealing with some of the pain that we mentioned for them to become large?
We do share experience. Actually, client also like children. I would say you need to educate them. They are not good they may not be too good at numbers, but you need to tell them why it is important, especially like no supporting. Important, tax, then they feel the pain. Tax, that's me will tax the company. Then they will, okay lah, give you everything that you need to record accordingly. So education constantly, you got to remind them how to do in a proper manner, and then set proper SOP. This is important. So those are the control that also for their staff to work according to, because definitely business will grow big, and then we hope also whoever client that we work with, they have opportunity to grow big also. So constant communication, alignment is important also. So I do know that we have very good team. For example, our management team also will help us. If we do have problem, definitely we can go to our senior, again, our management team to resolve this. And then all those that we are not well conveyed, or we are not so good in terms of skill, we can always share with our management team. So that also a journey for us to learn to grow strong and big somehow. So I think no matter is good along the way, whether you meet with good customer or bad customer, this is also a learning curve So we still need to go through it, to learn from it. It gives us a chance to handle every kind of customer and also they also get to grow and learn. We don't say they are perfect. We are not perfect as well. So it's a two-way thing.
Yes. So for entrepreneurs outside there listening from our staff is to allow you to see how they also look at our client as part of a journey to grow together. And I always tell our team that because our staff have headache, they need to look for Panadol, and we are actually the provider in terms of the Panadol. So for you out there, if you want to know more about us, come and visit us at our website. We have three main packages that we offer to SME business owner. We have the small, generally we help you in terms of the basic bookkeeping. And then we have the medium, where you have a team like Sherrine and a team of staff. Together with a manager that will look at your books, and they will help you to handle AP, handle your cash book, handle your payment, and every 6 months you get to sit with them and they will present you the account. Or if you think that you have come to a point that you are large, you needed accountant service, then you have more contact time, there will be a full-time accountant that will review your account from a month-to-month basis, and you get higher contact point in terms of accounting advisory. So that's how InTune are here to help you in your finance need. So before we end, any last word for our audience?
Last word to audience.
Yeah.
Everyone need a chance. So
Okay. And with that, I'm going to end the session with a video. And thank you for your time, Sherrine. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
about Cashbook, about AP, and at least our business owner outside there get to hear from our kitchen department, our senior. So Sherrine is our senior, that she heads a team of people that actually help to manage the accounts for all our clients. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And
Thank
with
you.
that, I'll end with a video. Bye.
Bye.
InTune Outsourcing is providing you a full scope of accounting from A to Z, exactly like an accounting department with a CFO, but not based in your office. InTune enters supplier invoices into accounts payable and do reconciliation with suppliers to make sure that our records are correct. InTune also processes payments to suppliers, staff, and expenses, updating sales invoices into accounts receivable, including collection received, providing statement of accounts to clients so that they can collect and chase money from their customers, providing the financial reports, including but not limited to profit and loss, balance sheets, cash flow, debtors and creditors aging, advisory and financial coaching, including presentation of accounts, highlighting key areas and key analytics to improve and grow clients' businesses. At the year end, we represent our clients to work with their auditors and tax agents for compliance matters. InTune also represent our clients to deal with different bodies and agencies such as Income Tax Office, Customs Department, EPF, SOCSO, and other authorities for matters relating to finance, business, and HR. So if you're still facing accounting problems, you need a professional like InTune to help you. Well, get InTune to fine-tune your decision.